Breaking, all 188 of them are being charged. Prison won't be fun for them, by Cat Stevens for freedomdaily.com. The election of Donald Trump caused a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth across the nation, but once the tears were dried and the tantrums had died down, a plan was formulated to fight back against what liberals considered to be an unfair election and the end of the world, according to Obama. That plan included about as much maturity as egging the house of the girl you liked in high school. The biggest win that the brain trusts who run Antifa came up with was to riot and cause problems on Inauguration Day. So riot they did. Reports out of Washington included setting cars on fire, breaking storefronts, brandishing weapons, and generally acting like the gang of thugs that they constantly insist that they are not. The damage done by the rioters was enough to pin many of the more enthusiastic cause supporters with felony charges. While many of us never thought this day would come, it's finally here, and the ungrateful, mutant, liberal offspring of socialism and entitlement are finally being charged for all the laws that they broke in their adult-sized tantrums on Inauguration Day. Vice News reports that in 188 additional cases are being added to the ones already charged. Federal prosecutors announced that they will move forward with cases against 188 additional inauguration protesters, in spite of the fact that the first 6 were acquitted of all charges on Thursday. Jurors found the 6 protesters not guilty of conspiracy to riot and destroy property, charges that carry decades-long sentences. More than 20 trials for the other 188 people will begin in January and continue throughout next year. In a statement to Vice News, Bill Miller, spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia, said prosecutors look forward to the coming trials. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia believes that the evidence shows that a riot occurred on January 20th, 2017, during which numerous public and private properties were damaged or destroyed. This destruction impacted many who live and work in the District of Columbia and created a danger for all who were nearby. The criminal justice process ensures that every defendant is judged based on his or her personal conduct and intent. We appreciate the jury's close examination of the individual conduct and intent of each defendant during this trial and respect its verdict. In the remaining pending cases, we look forward to the same rigorous review for each defendant. Among the 6 people acquitted Thursday are a photojournalist and 2 medics who were carrying first aid supplies during the January 20 protests that turned violent. The government did not present any evidence of the 6 protesters destroying property, but alleged they were part of a riot conspiracy. The 188 being charged is great news for a number of reasons. The first being, of course, that there were obviously laws broken, and it's up to our justice system to make sure that there's sufficient punishment to discourage law breaking in the future. However, running a close second is that this is proof positive that the Justice Department isn't going to roll over and give up on making sure that the direct disrespect toward a president. If we become a nation that riots that destroy property when we don't like something, that's what paves the way for total anarchy. This decision comes days after the first 6 were acquitted of the crimes to which many thought they should have been found guilty. Their trial, while highly publicized, was also used as proof positive that all the rioters should get off the hook. 6 Inauguration Day protesters are not guilty on riot and property destruction charges, jurors announced Thursday after a month-long trial. The 6 defendants were first to stand trial for charge linked to 2017 inauguration protests in January of 20th, where participants rallied against Donald Trump, their President Donald Trump. Thursday's verdict was the potential to influence the fates of the remaining 188 defendants, who the government plans to try in groups starting in January. Okay, we really don't care about their names. A lawyer for another defendant said he's pleased the jury recognized the difference between legal protest and illegal activity. I think that is that it shows when you're putting a case like this together, you have to make tough decisions and draw lines and decide between those who are engaged in constitutionally protected activity and criminal activity, said Stephen McCool, attorney for Oliver Harris. More than 200 people were arrested during that time. Okay. Oh, we know they're dressed in black. Anyway, let's take a look at Sarah Kropp. I was honored to represent one of the hashtag J20 defendants just found not guilty. Let's hope the government thinks about what this means and drops the charges for other defendants so they don't have to go through the same ordeal. Really? So what does this tell you guys? That there's justice here? They have too many liberal judges up there. These protesters have the right to a fair trial, just like every political candidate has the right to a fair election, and the people have the right to see those results upheld. Let's hope that their jurors have more respect for the way our democratic system is supposed to work than the defendants did when they rioted against it. It would be a shame if the jury of their peers decided to break the law for what they decided to be the greater good. Yeah, and you know what the thing is? You can't stop this basically because Obama put a lot of liberal judges there. And God forbid Hillary had gone in. Oh, it would have been a done deal. The country would have been done. And look at these morons. These morons. You know what I'm saying? It's just so disgusting. Disgusting. Totally disgusting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.